Hello there.
I'm Robert.
And I'm Vanessa.
I'm Travis.
And we are late to the party.
And this is our New Year's edition of Better Late Than Never.
And it's going to be a fun Better Late Than Never, going back to a film that I grew up with, loved, ensemble cast, and it takes place between Thanksgiving and New Year's. And this one is Trading Places, if you couldn't tell by the video.
The one you clicked on. Budget of $15 million.
Sure.
Box office of $90.4 million.
Did pretty well for itself.
Directed by John Landis.
That he did.
Starring Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy.
Dunham Elliott.
Oh, okay. Did you want to keep going? Jamie Lee Curtis.
I love Dunham Elliott.
So many actors. Originally, this movie was not written for either of those actors. It was actually originally supposed to be Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
But unfortunately, Pryor had an accident, so he couldn't film this movie. So they're like, well, let's get Eddie Murphy. He's running hot off of 48 Hours.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is that John Landis wanted Dan Aykroyd, and the studio said, nope, Dan Aykroyd cannot act without John Belushi. We don't want him.
I get it. You know, they kind of feel like the chemistry is not going to match with anybody else.
Yeah, because they're like, you're asking for Abed without Costello. Like, it doesn't work.
Troy without Abed.
Yeah, Troy without Abed.
Because you said Abed. I was like, Troy? Yeah, one doesn't really work without the other.
But John Landis pushing through, said Dan Aykroyd is a great actor, and this is why we're going to watch this trailer to this amazing holiday movie.
Weird music choice.
Sounds
like Beethoven.
I had the most absurd nightmare. I was poor and no one liked me.
What you thinking? You see Porgy in bed? We can make it, baby. Me and you.
Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy are trading places.
Help! Help! Hey, I don't want your bag, man. Help! 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 Help!
Is there a problem, officer?
I'll bet that man could run our company as well as your young Winthorpe.
Are we talking about a wager, Randolph?
Is there a problem, officer?
I like how we had pretty good.
I'm glad your parents are not alive to see this.
What the? Wait! Now this is totally.
Those men tried to have sex with me.
Here we are. William, take off your clothes.
You are making a career decision here.
Take off your clothes.
La Boheme.
Did you hear what this man said to me?
It's an opera.
I have witnesses. This man is physically threatening me.
He's so good.
Hey, bossy, this is nice. I like this.
We are commodities brokers, William. Commodities are agricultural products, like wheat, which is used to make bread, pork bellies, which is used to make bacon, which you might find in a bacon, lettuce, and tomato
sandwich. His face. Thanks for dumbing it down.
Yes.
I'm considering going long on April wheat.
What do you think?
Valentine?
Let's car go.
Look at that. Escargot.
Freeze, slimeball.
Moi?
Put that gun away at once, Winthorpe. You lost your mind?
Yes, he has.
Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. They're not just getting rich, they're getting even. Do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, you know, it occurs to me that the best way you hurt rich people is by turning them into poor people.
Dan
Yeah,
Aykroyd,
that's true.
Eddie Murphy.
It's called the quarter jet technique. Look at Giancarlo Esposito right behind that.
So young.
Bellamy.
I've got it, Wilson.
Get those machines back on.
Don Amici.
Randolph, this isn't Monopoly money we're playing with.
Denham Elliott.
What a scumbag.
If any luck, he'd have the Grail by now.
He could have.
By the way, food and rent, not the only things around here that cost money. You sleep on the couch.
Not the scene in the movie.
Trading places.
Love how they do
Well,
throw
they
the
have
gorilla
to
in
make
there.
it a little bit not
it's-
vulgar in the movie trailer.
Such a good
So
scene,
good.
too. Trading places. Now, in terms of just the cleverness of taking somebody from their element, putting them into something completely different, that alone is fun for a movie. But it's everybody around them that is just makes it so much more interesting. Like the fact that the Dukes are doing it just based off of science, and they want to do a little test, his research, because
they just want to prove that they're right about something.
Yeah, but they're always at odds with each other.
Right.
So the two of them bet against each other on what they think it would be.
Crazy high amount bet.
Here, $1.
$1.
Yeah, Mortimer and Randolph, man, they treat people like they're little pawns, and sometimes the game means they get wiped off the board, and they don't care.
Side note, I love their appearance in Coming to America.
Amazing conclusion
so
to
good.
the story
Let's
that
have
is...
lunch.
Yeah, to the story that is the Duke and Dukes. So...
Mortimer, we're back.
And then getting, of course, Valentine and Winthorpe, the two of them, just their own worlds, and how each one of them evolves as they start transitioning into this new world, and how one of them ends up taking to it a little bit better than the other. And it makes sense that it would be, you know, the guy who comes from the street that actually takes to better, swindling some of the higher ups when it comes to knowing more, because he's got the street smarts, but at the same time he plays it cool. Like, he's not a bad guy at all. He is a good guy who they end up putting him in a position, and he does try to help out, but he's too wise for their own good, because he ends up figuring out what is happening and what is going on, and they turn the tables, and that's what makes this movie so epic. It's such a great revenge.
How the turntables.
And then Jamie Lee Curtis, getting her in there too. I mean, she does an amazing job. She is beautiful and gorgeous and so hilarious in this movie.
No, I am Inga from Sweden.
Sweden? But you're wearing lederhosen.
She's an actress that did a lot of scary movies before, so she never really had a comedic role.
The original Scream
So
Queen.
John Landis really fought for her to be in this movie, and Jamie Lee Curtis has said this is probably the greatest role of her entire career.
She saves Winthorpe, like she redeems Winthorpe and actually shows him that it ain't all bad and you can actually be clever and still be on the street. So she's a perfect connection to him.
Right.
And as well as you see freaking Coleman's evolution too, because Coleman behind the scenes hates Winthorpe, but in the end he does try and help him because he hates the Dukes. So it's great.
He hates them even more.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's right there just getting paid by the higher hand.
Right.
And then of course Beaks, you got the whole train thing for New Year's.
Yeah.
Like so many awesome, hilarious scenes. Overly vulgar in terms of the times. Trading Places really does not hold up for certain aspects of the comedy in this film. But again, it was a completely different time at the time, and they were making comedies completely different. But I do like that John Landis, you say what you will about his career post, the 80s, but John Landis ended up coming up with some pretty grounded, down-to-earth adult comedies when it came to Trading Places, even Three Amigos, which could be for the whole family, but I mean, it's a Western comedy spoof on a heightened level that is so much fun, and John Landis did kind of bring that to these films, and then Coming to America, hitting it again, like you were hitting your stride when it came to it, so seeing going back, Sex or Chocolate, tastes so fine, don't you agree? When it comes to films like this, like they don't make them like they used to, and Trading Places is one of those films that is not made like they used to, nor should be attempted to be made like it was back then, but it definitely fit the time that it was in, both on a comedic level, on a sexual level. I mean, that freaking Jamie Lee Curtis, gorgeous in this movie, and really... and like Randy said in and I almost said Scary Movie, which is originally what it was called in Scream, she didn't show her tits till she went legit, and she was legit. A legit actress come Trading Places, so got out of the horror realm and ended up dominating in the
doing that, doing The Fish Called Wanda, so she has
so
that too. True Lies.
True Lies, amazing job from all of them from Trading Places. Dan Aykroyd going on and becoming one of the most well-known comedic actors of the 80s and the 90s. And it really was films like this where you can hold a candle to what you're getting from Eddie Murphy in his prime.
Right.
And they all do such a beautiful job at it. Ralph Bellamy and freaking Don Amici as the Dukes. Oh man, I love Don Amici. And in this one, he is such a jerk. He is so bad. But I love him in Harry and the Hendersons, Folks with Tom Selleck. And of course, Cocoon, both Cocoons. But seeing him here, and him and Ralph Bellamy do such a good job as the rich a-holes, the Dukes. But this film, Trading Places, is definitely one I do return to every year, and it also fits during Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's. So I lean more towards Thanksgiving when I watch it, but this is going to be the first time that we're talking about it so much around New Year's.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think it's a great movie to end the year 2019 on. So
with that whole ending too, with the stock market, like growing up, I never knew what the hell was going on. Still now, I don't know what the hell's going on. But there are some videos out there, one specifically that breaks down the analysis of everything that takes place there in the stock market and what they do to the Dukes, and it's brilliant because I finally know what the hell is going on there, and it makes it so much sweeter and better knowing how they take them down and they play the game just like they played for $1. And I'm excited for Coming to America too, because for me it does kind of feel like an extension of Trading Places because they do exist in the same world. So
I'm excited to see Eddie Murphy coming back to the forefront.
Absolutely. Doing a great job with My Name is Dolomite, and can't wait to see what comes next. But thank you guys for watching our retro reaction and review for Trading Places. What did you guys think of Trading Places? Let us know down in the comments below. You can also like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking joints, you know where they are. Kicking the party, feel the party, keep the party going into Patreon. Gets us where we need to go. Mandalorian reactions all over our channel. Star Wars reviews and non-spoiler reviews available. So much happening in December. Ooh. Movies galore. Thank you guys so much. And as always,
now it's time to say goodbye.
And this party is over. See you in 2020.
Bye.
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 Happy New Year! What do you mean the party's over? It's not even 10 o'clock, you dummy!